Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. I think this is the first time we've spoke, but it's a pleasure. Tim Tszyu, preparing to become potentially a two-time world champion off the back of your first professional career defeat. A huge opportunity for yourself to bounce back and really make a statement. How excited are you that the talking's almost at an end and you can go in there and do your thing?
Yeah, I like approaching fight week. It's a good feeling, like weeks and months of hard work, and then it's all leads to this moment. So it's a good feeling to be a man on a mission.
Mhm. Has this felt a bit different? I know everybody will talk about maybe you came up short, but you came up short against a tough competitor, a late replacement, and you did yourself, your stock rose, I think, in that performance, a proper Warriors fight. Has this felt different, maybe coming into this, knowing he's an undefeated fighter? You've got maybe some questions to answer, maybe for yourself. Has this give you that bit, like that extra bit between your teeth to say, you know what? I'm going to show everyone what I'm about once again.
Yeah, there's just been a bit more, I guess, ferocity and ferociousness in this one.
Mhm.
It's not about my opponent; it's about myself, and just seeing the best version of myself, and seeing the full potential that you can reach. So this is a big one for myself.
Just a little sidebar, Tim. Often we find in boxing, we see it all the times where someone's father's had this illustrious career and the son or a family member tries to get into the sport, and they often find it hard to sort of shake that tag of being the father's son and create their own name. But you've done that, and you've an opportunity now to extend your legacy. You've made your own name. What I was going to ask is, how sort of difficult was that in the beginning? When you come into a sport which is your father's achieved such a hell of a lot undisputed. How hard was that sort of battle initially?
Yeah, it was tough at first because the whole part of yourself is creating your own identity. You don't want to be living off the back of someone else, and
Hmm.
even if it is your father, and that it was a big goal of mine to step out of the shadow and create my own little path and legacy. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm very grateful for the opportunities that it gave me, and
Hmm.
sort of gives you a little speedier road ahead at
Has
the
he?
start.
Did he offer you any sort of, I don't know, advice? Obviously, especially after the last performance, it was something. It's uncharted territory for yourself. Was there any sort of key advice or anything that he said, words of wisdom that may have stuck with you?
Uh, Nothing really in particular, man. Like I felt like my life didn't change. That's the thing, and the fact that I woke up the next day and I was like the same old thing, and I was like, all right, we've got a new target ahead, and it's just yeah, words of wisdom, I guess. The you never can keep a hungry man down.
Has anything changed for you now, or has the path always been the same? Has that defeat changed anything, or is it just a case of, look, I'm on my path to try to become undisputed. You get an opportunity, quite quickly to get back in the mix and become world champion again. Has anything changed for you at all, or is it just sort of driven you on even further, kind of thing?
Yeah, you know what I realized? Perfection doesn't exist,
Hmm.
and there's no such thing as this being perfect. So for me, it was all about little improvements to make, and it didn't keep me down. I kept focused, and yeah, I wouldn't say not much has changed. And now I'm fighting for a place to be a two-time world champion.
I seen a little clip that was going around recently, and whenever I do my homework on fighters, extra, obviously just extra little bits yourself, and it was, I'm sure everyone's asked you about it, but the whole Russell Crowe scenario, speaking about your dad, yourself,
Mm.
sure everyone's brought it up. Ideally not, but I'm going to ask you anyway because we haven't spoke. That's like a mad scenario. That must have been crazy for you growing up and having that sort of environment around you. Russell Crowe, obviously your father, and what
Mm.
was that like growing up? Because he speaks very highly of yourself, your brother, and the whole family.
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, he was cool back in the days. But when I was young, I wasn't, how do I say it? Like we're just kids,
Yeah,
like
of course.
we're just kids, and it's like we weren't introduced to that fame type of life, I guess. We weren't introduced to the riches. We were just sort of supposed to just blend in somehow, and that's how it was. My parents came from Soviet Union, communism, communism at its finest. Everyone's the same. There's no standouts. So that's the way we sort of lived, I guess.
Just a little bit more on your fight coming up. You've been world champion before. You know how it feels. Will it mean more this time to you?
No, just it's the same, man. It's for me. It's a non-stop evolution of where I can keep going and where I can keep reaching. And yeah, this is just another step towards where I want to be.
What sort of subtle differences, maybe changes, can we expect to see from you in this fight? You're still evolving as a fighter, still very young to say you've achieved such a lot. What can we expect to see from you without giving a whole game plan away? What can we expect?
I'm never in a boring fight, and everyone knows that. So, you want drama? I'll bring the drama for sure.
I'll bring the drama. I think there's a hashtag there somewhere. Look, you're always linked with big fights, no matter what. Even straight after your last fight, it was like, oh, we still want to see Tim in with. With all due respect, say everything goes swimmingly for you this next weekend. You become champion again. What is it for you? I know you're going to say I can't look past, but you've the Fundora rematch there, Virgil Ortiz, the Crawfords of this world. The sort of sky's the limit for you then.
Yeah.
What is it?
I think my division's red hot right now, the 154. So there's again plenty of names, and I'm with PBC, so we've got a great roster there of different fighters. Who knows what the year can bring? For me, it's just staying active, staying consistent, and going back to back to back to back, just non-stop, fight after fight. I have a 1 week break and I'll go fight. That's my aim. That's my goal.
Do you think we're gonna see the best of you if you get that kind of format? If you can have this fight and then say, back end, obviously the new year sort of thing coming up, you get something in the pipeline, something scheduled, then you can, keep the tools sharp, stay active. Because we often hear fighters say that's when we're at its best.
Yeah, I've been doing it my whole life, and that's been the biggest driving factor for me is staying consistent. And 3 fights a year is what I'm trying to reach, and I'm still trying to get it. Like the year's ending, but who knows? We can still catch on to it
before the end of the year.
Who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows? Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right, last one from me, because I know you've done plenty of media. If you can, tell us one thing about Tim Tszyu that we don't know. Something maybe you do out away from boxing, which maybe the fans haven't heard before. Interests outside of boxing, things that you do to maybe take the pressure off.
You know what? I'm a real chilled guy. I'm quiet, I guess. I'm not a fan of cockroaches, and I'm not a fan of lightning. So if you put those two things around me, hell no.
Speaking of lightning, has there been updates on this venue yet? Because I see a lot of things online about a potential change. Is that a decision that's going to be made sort of in the next day or so?
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. I think Orlando was sweet, and we're ready to go.
Brilliant. Have you got a message for your fans, especially over here on this side of the pond? The UK fans will be tuning in. Have you got a message for all these?
Yeah, you know what, man? I'd love to come there one day. We have history from the family fighting in my dad fought in Manchester, and I think it was a big day for the UK fans.
Huge.
When Ricky Hatton won his first world title. So yeah, I'd love to come to the UK one day and see the boxing, what there is all about. Because I've heard great things.
Have you never been over here? You never come and seen a fight?
Never been.
PBC UK. Make it happen. Make it happen. Tim, I appreciate your time. All the best for your fight coming up, and hopefully we can catch up soon. I appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, bro.
Thank you.